Today we'll be having a look at how to get the Dreamcast to boot to DreamShell 4.00 release candidate 1. Now I've been playing around with this for a little while, just trying to work out how it all works. For starters, you're going to need some Windows, using trusty old XP, to format your SD card. Now I've tried this with a 32 gig SDHC class 10, I think it is, and it worked okay. I've tried it with a 2 gig, this one here. Good old Digitech. So what happened is this one formats as FAT16, no problems. The 32 gig formats as FAT32. Both are recognised okay. At first I had a few problems because I did try formatting this through macOS, which just wouldn't allow it to be recognised at all for some reason on the DreamShell. So I popped it into this very camera that I'm recording with now and gave it a format because for some reason parallels on here, whenever I try and activate the internal memory card reader, it just disappears off the USB bus and I can't get it back without restarting. So yeah, not doing that. So formatting it with something Windowsy is probably your best bet. Then you've got a couple of options. We've got, let's have a look at them. This fellow, that'll boot you straight up to the CD. You don't need to plug in the SD card until you need to actually access the ISOs that you'll be using to boot. So, we're not using that one. You can use that one though just to check that your SD card is recognised. So if you plug the SD card reader in with the SD card, boot up to this, you should be good. I did notice on my particular Dreamcast that it had troubles booting this. It took about 10 tries for it to boot. Don't know why that is. It might just be my laser on the Dreamcast dying. I hope not. The other discs, or this one. So this is DreamShell and the bootloader. The bootloader allows it to, it pretty much just reads the disk very briefly and goes, what do you want to boot from? SD card, CD, hard drive or network. And in this case, we want SD card. Possibly because the other two aren't implemented yet. Or I don't know how to set them up. One of the two. You take a pick. So using this, really minimizing the use of the Dreamcast and its GD-ROM, which is ideal because they're mechanical. They will wear out eventually. It's just a matter of time. So that's the one we're going to work with. And our last one is the ISO Make Pack, which allows you to create compatible disk images, SD ISOs they call them. I don't know why that's necessary, why it cannot use GDIs or CDIs, because that's pretty much what the scene uses. So yeah, I don't quite understand. Must be some, I'm sure there's a good reason. So inside the bootloader version, we have the bootloader, and a folder called DS, which is short for DreamShell. Inside that, you got a whole bunch of other things. So all you need to do is pop in your SD card that's already been formatted and put the DS folder on there. Once you've done that, you'll be able to boot into DreamShell. Now obviously you need to burn the bootloader CDI as well. You can burn that through Windows using, I use Image Burn, because it is so simple to use. You can use Disk Juggler, but it seems to be a lot quicker and easier with image burn these days. There is a file you can add into image burn to let it burn Dreamcast games, or actually a few files. Let's see if I can find them. The gold image burn. IMG. And there they are there. So pfc, toc.dll, .lib and .h. Those three files will allow you to burn Dreamcast games. So that's recommended you get that. You can find them around on the net. And once you've burnt your bootloader, go pop that into your Dreamcast. Power on your Dreamcast. Oh, well look, have your SD card in there as well. Yeah, pretty much you turn it on, it boots. You know what, I'm just going to show you right now. So here we have the Dreamcast set up. We're hooked into a Toshiba. So that's the CD version, don't want that. At the moment in there we've got the bootloader. So power it on. And DreamShell begins to load. Now, one of the main errors I was getting was cannot initialize file system. Just like that. Huh. Really? Ah, DreamShell. Anyway, here's the card I'm using. See, it's nothing special. Nice big bit of plastic on the back there. And that pretty much everything's just hot glued. There's hot glue everywhere inside this thing. Let's give it another try. Go figure, you gotta make a video about it and it decides not to work. Typical. Just typical. Okay. Doesn't like that file system again. Never mind. Back to the drawing board. Could just be that it doesn't like this SD card. What can I do? Try another SD card. Alright, well I found a SanDisk 128 megabyte SD card. I guess it won't really fit in the games, but what can you do? I think it's the connection to the serial port in the SD card reader. It's not quite 100%. So I went to jiggle it and it started booting. Okay. Did I press that in time? No, I didn't. Now it's loading. See, I don't understand. It's black and white. It doesn't like, this TV does not like 50 Hz for some reason. Which is Very odd given that I'm in the land of 50 Hz. You can use the analog stick as a mouse. The keyboard implementation is quite smart, but I have nothing on there, so I can't do anything. Can't do anything except for restart. Trial and error. I assume if you just leave it, it will boot. Or try to boot. Yeah. Yes, please, 60 Hz. Okay, I'm in again. To load a game, you just go to ISO loader. Make sure you're in, got SD selected. Which you can do from here. Oh Lord. Whoa, this must be a really slow card. There's nothing really on here. Try loading the wrong thing, it just pops up this. I don't quite know how to get out of this. Pretty cool keyboard though, so close look. So you move the analog stick to move onto one of the other squares, and then you press one of either the A, B, X or Y to get it to type. Takes a while, but you know, you probably should invest in a keyboard if you're going to be doing this all the time. How do I get out of this? Oh, what happened? Huh. That was easy. Bring up the keyboard with start. Oh well, thanks for watching. I don't know why it doesn't work sometimes. Maybe it's just because I don't wait long enough.